So the summer of 1993 for me was like one big, massive trust exercise where I was learning how to put my faith in the universe and that things would turn out okay. So this story starts, I'm in Seville, Spain, 21 years old, backpacking on my own with a Eurail pass. I had one of those little buckles around my waist that nobody could see, tucked in my underwear with all of my traveler's checks in it and my passport. You know, like, don't mug me, it's inside my underwear. And I was hanging out in like a restaurant. It was like the University of Seville. It was like a restaurant Burger King sort of thing. But because it's Europe, they had booze. And I'm drinking and having a few, I'm on my own. My guy living a Hemingway life. And a guy starts kind of talking to me. He's from the area. And he's like kind of sidling up to me to want to have a conversation. And I'm thinking, this is a little creepy. But, I'm going to trust. I'm afraid, because I'm a stranger here, but I will trust. And I began to talk. His name was Marco. He had a New York Yankees baseball hat and a blue polo shirt. And we began to banter, and we began to drink, and we were having a good time, talking about my backpacking, what he was doing. I couldn't get a real fix on his life. I thought he might either be just like the friendliest guy around or like turn my back in an alley and I'll have a knife in my back, But I decided I'm gonna stick with this guy. We're having a good time. And it being kind of Spain, and it being, it's like a party kind of country. People don't even start going out till about 9 or 10 at night, and then they stay out into the wee hours. So at about 9:30, we'd already been there. A family comes in, and it's a father, there's uncles, there's a mother, there's all these little kids, and they all know Marco. They go, Marco! And they all run over and they give him big hugs, and he introduces me, and all of a sudden I'm part of the family too. And they go, oh, nice to meet you, amigo, and all this this is actually from Mozart in the Jungle, amigo. And we're talking, we're having a good time. I don't remember any of their names, they're little kids running around, and I feel at home in this bar with strangers that I don't know. The next thing you know, the decision is made, let's go to another restaurant, another bar, let's get some pizza. And I say, okay, and I trust in the universe again, and we go down the street, and we're drinking, we're having a good time. I look at my watch, it's about midnight, and the father, the pater familia, I've been sitting next to him talking in Spanish, which I don't really know how to speak, but I was able to kind of figure it out with my hands. I was like cupping a lot. I was like, so you say like this, and then you do. I'm Italian, obviously, and then the other, and amigo. And so I was able to get by. And all of a sudden he looks at me, and he kind of puts his arm around my neck, and he goes, I look at you. You are like my own son. And I'm like, this is like the best night of my life. And next thing you know, then the kids start going to sleep because it's Spain, it's 2 a.m, we're in a bar. It's like if you were at a headliner, there's like a baby sleeping on the bar, Everybody's smoking, and I'm like, why don't I move to Spain? And then it gets to be about 3 a.m, of course, we've been drinking, you know the story, because I've been telling it. And then everybody has to go. It's too late even for them. It is time for the Spaniards to go home. And even Marco vanishes into the night. I actually don't know when he left. And we go out on the street, and I'm alone by myself. There are no cabs. My youth hostel is about 3 miles away. And I'm on a deserted street. And the family left. They left me in the dust. They left me flat, even though we were friends forever, and I was like his son. And kind of like my real family. And I start walking. I'm kind of walking down this deserted Spanish street. I'm kind of afraid because it's super cold now, and I could get jacked at any moment by just about anybody. And I have all my money and my passport on me. And this car drives up. And it's like all these Spanish dudes. And they do like one of those things where it's like, and they stop and they go, hey, what are you doing? They're not Italian, once again. But they're asking me, what am I doing? Like, why am I out on this road so late at night? Am I crazy? Get in the car, amigo, get in the car. And it's like a clown car. There's like 7 of them in like a Yugo, And I'm like, but I say, I can't do this. And they say, no, you stay out here, you will get killed. There's no doubt. You will get killed. They'll murder you. And I look at kind of like the universe, at Yahweh, and I think, once again, I will put my faith in the universe. And I get in the car. Somehow they like find room on the ashtray for me to slide my ass onto. And then they're like, okay. And they drive me to another party in some guy's backyard. And like we're all drinking, and like I get recipes for paella, and they give me their phone number so that I can call them and have dinner with their mother. We're like singing Informer by Snow. That was the popular song at the time. It's like Informer. Anyway, 6 o'clock in the morning, they drive me home safe and sound like a baby. Thank you.